Oh, there's an advertisement for TikTok.
Black Flag would love that TikTok was advertising on their videos.
All right.
What's up, headbangers? Welcome to another special edition of Heavy Metal 101 Reviews. Today we're doing a Black Flag Battle Royale. We have Team Morris, which is Chris, Team Rollins, which is Mark, and Team Opinion Pending, which is me. So we're going to listen to the song Nervous Breakdown, which is off the Nervous Breakdown EP, which came out in 1979. That's the Keith Morris song. And then we're going to listen to I Love You, which is off the 1984 album My War, and that's the Henry Rollins song. Now, for those of you who don't know, Black Flag is an American hardcore punk band. They were formed in 1976. They're a pioneering punk band, which established a cult following due to their constant touring and their do-it-yourself mentality. Black Flag incorporates an anti-authoritarian and nonconformist message with songs about social isolation, neurosis, poverty, and paranoia. And they were among the first punk bands to incorporate elements and influence of heavy metal melodies and rhythm. And besides Keith Morris and Henry Rollins, they also had other singers, Ron Reyes, Des Cadena, and most recently, Mike Vallely. So I will say I think I have heard the song TV Party. But I'm not familiar. I know Henry Rollins from his acting and his talk show hosting, and I think I've heard a couple of his solo songs. I will say that I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards the Henry Rollins era just because I know that they're more Sabbath inspired, more metal inspired than the earlier era. So, but maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. We're going to listen to Nervous Breakdown, and then we're going to listen to I Love You, and then we're going to talk about it. So
forming biases already. Mm-hmm.
Chris said to me, I said, hey, we're going to do a Black Flag. And he said, true Black Flag fans are Keith Morris fans. And anybody that likes the other shit is not a true Black Flag fan.
Wasn't me. She even got me on camera. Wasn't me. She saw the marks on my
I wouldn't necessarily say that's true. But most of the Black Flag fans that I do know do prefer the older stuff. I think it's pretty split, to be honest. It's hard to say. I think Rollins era Black Flag is more iconic, but I think like for most people like myself, we appreciated the more consistent vocals. I never really cared for Rollins' vocals. I appreciated him for who he was and the energy that he brings to the song, but I always had a hard time with his voice.
Well, let's check out the first song, Nervous Breakdown, and then we'll go into the next song.
I'm about to have a nervous breakdown. My head really hurts. If I don't find a way out of here, I'm gonna go berserk. I'm crazy and I'm hurt. Head on my shoulders. It's going berserk. I hear the same old talk, the same old lines. Don't tell me that today, if you know what's good for you, you'll get out of my way, 'cause I'm crazy and I'm hurt. Head on my shoulders. acting out of line. You see the way I am. You leave anytime you tell, 'cause I'm crazy out of mind. Look on my shoulders, going crazy, 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 crazy. I'm so bad with the fucking thing. I'm so bad with the fucking thing. I'm so sick of everything. I just wanna
All right. We'll get into the next song, and I will refrain from making any statements until after I've heard this song. All right, let me. Oh, there's an advertisement for TikTok.
Black Flag would love that TikTok was advertising on their videos.
I put my fist to the door. I hate myself for you. I love you. Suspicion rules my very soul. My knife is sharp, my thoughts are cold. I love you. I love you. Because I love you. I can't talk, I can't think. My feelings burn inside of me. I love you. I run through the door to the liquor store. The doors are closed, the tension grows. I love you. I love you. Because I love you. Touch my knife. I feel the power. I look in the mirror and I want to destroy her. I love you. I gave you my life, and what did I get? Now it's time to take it back. I love you. I love you. Because I love you. I hear a car, your footsteps aside, laughing hands, laughing heart, sweating and weight. I love you. Scream the black and lay on the floor, but now I know that you need me no more. I love you. I love you. Because I love you.
Oh man, I'm undecided. So I'll just tell you, based upon those two songs, there's things I like better about the first song, and there's things I like better about the second song. I think I enjoyed the vocals better on Nervous Breakdown. It almost reminded me of, it's kind of both songs, I think, especially the first song, were more poppy than I expected. Kind of like it's reminded me of like The Clash. That's what it reminded me of. And the second song did some things with the music that I liked a lot, like when it slowed down a little bit and kind of had that rhythm going. I dug that more. I'd have to listen to more songs before I could make a clear judgment. But unless one of you guys can like influence me enough to lean one way or the other.
It's hard. I mean, there's a lot more to pick from the Rollins era. The first 4 years, which was the first Black Flag album I had heard, was kind of a composite of all the 45s that they had from 78 to 82. And there was multiple different singers. So the pool is very small for Keith Morris. I mean, I think Rollins is a better lyricist. I think his lyrics have a little more substance. But yeah, I don't know. What do you got, Mark?
So I was a Rollins fan before I was a Black Flag fan. I think I'd heard the song Liar on MTV, probably like 94, 95, something like that. And I loved that song. And I started listening more of the Rollins band. And then, like y'all were saying earlier, you know, you get your news from Hit Parade or stuff like that. I had to put two and two together and realize Henry Rollins was the guy from this Black Flag band that was in all the Thrasher magazines I was reading. So I started with the Rollins era and then started listening to the older stuff. So I think if somebody started the other direction, it may seem different. You know, it just kind of stick with what you start with a lot of times and things like that.
Yeah, I think that the first time I heard Henry Rollins was on Beavis and Butthead. I think Beavis and Butthead watched the video for Liar, and I think that was my first experience with him. But yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see this, what you said, you know, if you started with one and went to the other, you're always going to have like a special place in your heart for that. The first one.
See, I didn't hear Rollins much growing up. And I think that's because the first song that I had heard was on the Crow soundtrack, Ghost Rider. And I don't know, I wasn't digging that one. So it didn't really encourage me to dig any deeper.
It's a rough song. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then you got me that's sort of like, I'm slightly familiar with Henry Rollins, but like really I'm in the middle here trying to figure this out. I honestly would be interested in checking out some of the other singers too, but yeah, I don't know. I can't make a decision just on those two songs.
Fair
so
enough.
there's no verdict from me.
So you know what you got? You got to vote down in the comments.
Yeah, vote down in the comments and let us know who your favorite singer is. This was really interesting, though. I was thinking about this earlier, and it's like we could probably do, you know, a lot of other bands that had multiple singers. You know, you could do like a Black Sabbath, Dio versus Ozzy, or you know, David Lee Roth versus Sammy Hagar, or Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson. There's probably 1,000 of them that I'm not even thinking of, but definitely would be interesting if we could find, you know, one person that was team this, one person that was team that, and somebody that was sort of in the middle. It would be worthwhile checking out some other bands this format.
Sure.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys think of our Black Flag Battle Royale, and we will see you guys next time. And until then, rock and roll.